Strqin. This is going to be really cool, especially because Versestyle is a co-owner of Total Conflict League. And so he's, I like that we partner with these other leagues, right? I really do. I think that that's one of the coolest things about ESFL is that it's not like I guess, what would you call it? Like an AEW, so to speak, or I guess WWE too now because it's TNA. But anyway, like I like that. I like that it's like, hey, you guys have a league, NXT, yeah. And looking down and being like, hey, you guys, smaller leagues, here's an opportunity. Come on up. Let's see what you got. And this is a good plug for them. So Total Conflict League, and honestly, in season 1 of UFC finished number 13. So this is going to be cool. Also, an ESFL Wrangler. So a lot of shout outs to Versestyle here.
Yeah, and Strqin, even though he's making his debut, we see a lot of people make their debut and put on a performance. Can he do it as well in the co-main event? We'll have to find out. Can he go a win, a nod to the board on Terrence Crawford? We will have to find out, as Versestyle is on the right side using Sugar Ray Leonard, and Strqin is on the left side using Terrence Crawford in the red corner. And another thing, important note, the Knockout Kings stay undefeated. They have 4 wins and 1 draw, so they haven't lost any of this exhibition card. So that is what we laid up to this one moment as our co-main event is underway right now. Strqin taking a little bit of the outside, wants to use the Terrence Crawford to its benefit, but if we know anything, Versestyle, using the Sugar Ray Leonard, he's going to have to use him to the utmost degree if he wants to get this victory.
I like to see the Sugar Ray Leonard pick. Crawford, man, like, this is the
no
Crawford.
No love for the Crawford?
I think I just seen him enough. I think I've seen him enough. Amir Khan, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, not Leonard. And yeah. Anyway, it's still going to be an exciting fight. Nonetheless, this has been going, it's a nice feeling out process that we're seeing here. Another jab comes along. Ooh, very good.
Yeah,
nice.
And another thing about this is that it's not going to be the 10 rounds that we had before. It is 12 full rounds. A lot more strategic planning, a lot more strategy to see what can you possibly do in these type of fights. So stamina could be a real important case for Terrence Crawford in the later rounds.
Absolutely. And when, I mean, you saw what the other people who played Terrence Crawford before you did, and you saw the one person who won and got the knockout did. So, you got a playbook right there. You can follow it.
Yeah, you have to follow the playbook, but also you got to read your opponent and adapt to his kind of play style. As we end the first round right then and there, could be another close round. Could be 10-10. Who knows? 2 judges could go completely crazy. But going to the second round, if you're Sugar Ray Leonard, you've seen a lot of Terrence Crawford. Maybe you are studying this exhibition card. What do you do against a Terrence Crawford to use your own strategy against him?
Oh, not that. Yeah, don't do that.
Definitely not that.
I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard, my apologies, is light on his feet and kind of very similar style, but has different perks than Sugar Ray Robinson. But you can still use him the same way. Be a counter fighter, right? Both of Terrence Crawford and Sugar Ray Leonard can definitely do a lot of countering. And if I'm Sugar Ray Leonard, I'm trying to jab you on the back foot. As I step back, I want to hit you with the jab, hit you with a straight, and then, retreat. As of right now, what we're seeing is Versestyle is kind of, I'm in here, and I back up for a second, and I step right in, or I circle to try to maintain the center of the ring. I was going to say octagon, but of the ring.
I mean, anywhere you go, like, the squared circle is always the right term to use when you go in these combative fights. But so far, we're seeing Versestyle using the loose movement to his benefit with Sugar Ray Leonard. Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford, he's just staying in the pocket. He's playing a little bit outside, bringing his opponent into him, and landing nicely with the body shots. Those body hooks could pay dividends later on in the future rounds.
They definitely could, and that's what you're expecting, right? Like, again, compound interest. Small amounts over time add up.
Yeah, what also adds up is like a double jab into a right hook, especially to his body, what Versestyle is doing with 40 seconds left in the second round. But body shots could go a long way, and we see a little bit of swelling on the right side of Versestyle's character in Sugar Ray Leonard. Playing a little bit more to the outside, working the side step, going to the right hook. Not really executed for Strqin.
Mm-mm. And a lot of misses here, but again, it seems like a very slower round. Oh, very nice. A pull back rear hook to a lead body hook, coming and landing successfully there from Terrence Crawford striking.
Yeah, and this is where it's going to be very important. You had 2 rounds to really decipher your opponent, figure out what he could possibly going for. I feel like this is the 3rd round where you kind of turn up the heat a little bit. Like right now, you're simmering all your ingredients. You got on the chopping board. You got all your things prepped. Now you got to use your counters. Now you got to use your powerful punches and see what your opponent's really made of.
I like the lead body hook. It landed twice there successfully from Versestyle, and he lands a lead uppercut to the body there. So,
good side.
Very good counter there from Strqin. So I like seeing that, and I'm always going to be a fan of going to the body.
Yeah, fan of the body and fan of the way they go down from getting hit from the body. That foundation has been a staple of boxing since the younger years of it. But so far, the headhunting has been working. I'm surprised we're seeing Strqin going to the head a little bit more. But using the combinations, but a right hook right there for Versestyle will do wonders for his confidence as it's 1 minute approaching in the 3rd round.
Nice body kick. Successful. Body uppercut.
He's getting some openings. The openings are there, and as soon as I said that he had openings, we see Strqin enter back with the openings of his own. Oh, the combinations straight into the body as well. Great situational awareness. Again, striking from Strqin has been pinpoint so far in this 3rd round.
Absolutely, and Strqin's also doing very well to hurt Versestyle. As you saw, the head health is getting into the yellow. It was because of 2 or 3 punch combinations landing flush. And that right there could have been real bad if he just stepped just enough out of range. And I think that's one thing that I'd like to see a little bit more. We're seeing so much movement, and that's not necessarily needed, right? Sometimes it's just, I need to step just enough out of range so that the end of my strike is going to land and hit you after you miss your rounded strike. You know, just a simple strike can go a real long way if you do it at the right angle and at the right distance.
And that goes into like a little bit of like a chess analogy. As we see, the Kyrie box scores goes for Strqin for all 3 rounds, 30-27. So playing a lot of fight left to go in this co-main event for the Undisputed card, the first one for the ESFL in 2025. I would love to see if he goes away from that distance and instead of going like jab, 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 like once his opponent is getting used to that sort of jab, maybe go to the
nice.
Maybe go with a hook. Maybe go with an uppercut if you're in that right type of distance. But it's easier said than done, especially when you go to the phone booth and you just want to slug it out.
Yeah, that's definitely a way of putting it.
Oh, the side step. He wanted that so bad. You can see it in his eyes as soon as he had the left hook. He's definitely done it plenty of times before, but he will answer back with a nice 1-2, landing on his opponent's body. Now the head health is in a danger mode, and that stamina is low for Versestyle. Versestyle needs to be very careful. Those right hooks are paying dividends. And a help event.
Many dividends, and right now he's looking to get that knockdown, the first one of this fight, and really, it's earned. A lot of
buddy! Turnabout is fair play! Versestyle says, let me remix the style as he's trying to go for a powerful punch, trying to go close in his opponent under 1 minute. Both guys are just staring the barrel down of a gun, waiting to take the shot against each other as both guys are going through a slobber knocker right now.
Yeah, do not stare down a barrel of a gun. Don't do that. That's so awful. But yeah, it's a great and that's such a good analogy. It truly is.
Well, I mean, it's a firefight, right? And sometimes you feel confident because you see your opponent get hit by your shots, but you stay so close into that trade pocket that you also get hit on your own. I feel like that's what happened with both of each other rocks. They felt so close to getting that first knockdown in the 4th round that they got a little bit too close to the sun and they kind of got burnt.
Absolutely. And truly they did. I loved that round. That was one of my favorite of the night. It was spectacular there. It really was. Nice.
Yeah. And we'll have to see if they can continue on this path because again, The 5th round is not the halfway mark anymore. It's the 6th round, and we are still in the early stages. So the amount of the way you use your stamina has to be very paramount. If we get a unanimous decision in this type of fight, I will be very shocked.
Oh yeah, I don't think so, but it could totally happen. They can be burnt out, and then it could be a boring one, you know, from the 8th and onward, just because they've grown so much. That's all. Anything's possible, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I call them both Kevin Garnett, the way they're trying to ball out right now in that boxing ring. But so far, Strqin going a little bit to the inside, working the body jab, but needs to be very careful. He's able to get some good successive shots. But you know, Versestyle is going to be able to wait for that long answer. It might be a long equation, but he has the numbers to solve it with his hands. But so far, center of the ring, gets a nice right hook on cue. He does, and that's something to build off of. We got 1 minute to go in the 5th round, closer to the halfway mark. Oh, the power shot was coming away, but using a lot of that stamina. Body shots are landing from Strqin. Strqin cleaning the base a little bit, and now it seems like what Strqin is doing is not the powerful punches, but the multitude of punches. Not the quality, but the quantity has been his successful motive.
Yeah, I would say so. And he's also doing really well to keep himself defended. He's keeping his hands up and making Versestyle like punch. I would say Strqin making Versestyle punch his block a lot in this last in the last about minute and a half of that round. But it's sped up time, but still in the last minute of that round, really, he kept it simple and he saved up on the stamina, and I think that'll pay dividends later on.
Yeah, we'll have to see as we approach the halfway mark. Again, Versestyle is on the right side using Sugar Ray Leonard. Strqin is using Terrence Crawford with a nice counter shot. Going back and forth as well. Crawford makes his opponent miss, but needs it. Oh, tries to go for a power shot. Not able to fully land flush against his opponent. Versestyle doing a nice job taking the center of the ring, but able to get out of it as much as he can, and even without loose movement too.
Yeah, I think that he would benefit also if he would just start to. I think Versestyle needs to maybe switch up the strikes that he is throwing and where, because he's throwing a lot to the head, right? Like head. And granted, those landed, so that's awesome, right? You want to have that happen, but we haven't really seen him throw into the body in the last few exchanges, and that might be, see, if he starts doing that a little bit more, and not necessarily as like, oh, this is an end punch, but as a startup punch, it will open up the head. That's the whole point of mixing it up. That's why they always say that. But he's always starting with the head, and then it will end with a body punch. You know what I mean? And if your opponent can time that and like, oh, you're going to go for a body punch now and hit you with a really well-timed counter shot and an uppercut, you know that you're vulnerable because you're lower. You're basically walking right into it, leaning into it.
Hopefully we get to walk into another barn burner in this round because under 50 seconds left to go. You can see that Strqin's maneuver is attack the body, but when he gets very close, go for the side step and try to land that left hook. As he has success with that right hook, the loose movement coming in from Versestyle, but he gets pieced out with a nice 1-2. But needs to be very careful how he's going to do things.
Nice.
Oh, 20 into the 15. Going for the power, but not able to get the full extent of it. Oh, but the right shot landing for Versestyle, as that will be the approachment of the end of the round as we are going to the later half of it into round 7.
Ooh, and there's a nasty cut.
Ooh, yep.
On the right side of Terrence Crawford now. And taking a look at this, it looks like Versestyle is starting to come back. If you believe in CompuBox, it's a good sign because, yeah, you could be down for the first 4, but the last 2 rounds, I was up. You know, you can replicate that 2 more times, and now you're even. That was a really good combination coming there from Strqin. Very well timed.
And, you know, Strqin has to be looking at that and saying, like, okay, now my opponent's coming on. He needs to be very careful of where he picks and chooses his battles. Because right now, if he gets hit with that left hook onto that cut, that could be a danger zone. We know that 2 bars are being close, but a body shot like that
made him curl up.
Yeah, and that's what you don't want to see in your type of fighter. But Versestyle doing such a nice job with his pinpoint shots.
Yeah, it seems like versus. Oh, that was a nasty counter hook from Strqin, and I think Strqin's believing CompuBox and is starting to really land his shots very well. A straight punch lands successfully there from Strqin. What I'm noticing here is there's not a lot of circling coming around from Versestyle. He backs up, goes back in. We mentioned this earlier, but now I'm noticing that the like circling part, it's almost non-existent. And I think that's all because he's fighting for the center, which is fine. But I would like to see a little bit more of the circling, especially because you're in the same stance as your opponent. You know, it doesn't always need to be a clash and engagement. Let your opponent come to you. Move around. You know, you got a full ring there.
Yeah, true. But the thing is with Versestyle is that when he was taking the center of the ring, he won the last 2 rounds. He was able to like get everything he wanted. So maybe that's the strategy. Maybe when he was circling around in the early parts, it wasn't working well. But shots like that just gives him more confidence. But shots like that would be like, maybe I listen to Omni. Maybe I listen to the commentary. As that's a timber. Amazing shot from Strqin. Gets the shot that he wanted, and it would be a 5 count step up as he is able to get it. But Strqin able to get it at the end of the bell, a buzzer beater if only.
And that was what I was, and no, I did not know he was going to get a knockdown, but that was what I was kind of mentioning and alluding to, is that because if you continuously have the same footwork pattern, and I as a commentator can notice it, am I the only one who's noticing it, or is your opponent? And if your opponent notices it, he can know where you're going to be and throw a well-timed strike. So it is important to make sure that you're not only being one-dimensional, move in, move out, but making sure you're circling just like Strqin did. And that's what led to Strqin winning that last round in a 10-8 fashion. And a knockdown, too. Doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, and that's huge, because I want to say with that 10-8, that could either, I don't know, was Strqin up 2 rounds, or was it Versestyle up 2 rounds?
Strqin was up 2 rounds. Versestyle won the last 2, besides the last one. So
yeah, so that even widens the gap a little bit more. So that's a huge 10-8 round. And you can see Versestyle, he wants to move a little bit forward to get that answer back, but it's so tough, right? You have a Sugar Ray Leonard, but that stamina is getting depleted, and you have what, 4 more rounds to go in this kind of state, and now Strqin's filling it. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you're using Sugar Ray Leonard in this fashion, and you know, you fight the way you want to fight. But if anyone remembers and knows about the fight that ended no mas, you understand that Sugar Ray Leonard, and what he does is he dances around his opponents and makes them look silly. Doesn't really get hit much and hits his opponents. A very Muhammad Ali kind of style-esque. And the thing about this right now is you're watching, and what you're seeing is that he's trying to brawl with Terrence Crawford, and he's getting outboxed.
You're definitely right. He had a couple of moments where he had the right hook into the body, and that was working well for him. But these kind of shots from Terrence Crawford, working to the inside, going to the side step, needs to be very careful. He traded. He gets another right hook. I just want him to just combine that with a right hook into a left hook, because he has that cut on the right side, but he's turning to the left. If he does that, he might get another health event, but it's so close. Oh, that could have been a little bit scary. Both guys try to go for a power shot as we approach the 9th round so far, and man, oh man, it's been a heart of attrition when it comes to the 6. Sometimes when you go into these long rounds, you have to think it takes a toll on your physical ability to just keep with the even kill.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's definitely true. But one thing I'll make note of right now is that the stamina for Sugar Ray Leonard Versestyle seems a little low to my liking, knowing that we're going into a 12-round fight, and most likely during this round he could suffer from the low stamina walk, and that would prevent him from being in the loose style if he gets hit in the body just enough. If he gets hit like that, and then now your footwork, the thing that's been protecting you other than that 1 round, it could be gone. Very nice right hand lands flush from Versestyle.
And we did see a switch stance of Strqin. He switched stance with Terrence Crawford, but he went back to his original position. But the way my goodness! Timber for timber! Everyone falls down, and now Strqin has his back to the canvas. trying to get back up. He does on the 5 count, but that 10-8 just got negated by another 10-8 by Versestyle, and Versestyle is back in this fight.
Absolutely, he is. And if you're led to believe that and you will find out that he won any of the other rounds that just happened, then yeah, it's a lot closer than we thought, just because of this. So for really, at this point, as long as he can keep his stamina to a decent level and he can land another shot like that, Versestyle is still in this.
He is still in this, and there's plenty of more rounds to go. I don't think we're going to get to a decision, but they're going to damn sure try, as both guys are fighting tooth and nail, fighting for every piece of ring to get the right execution, the right moment. And it seems like Versestyle, he wants to take it to the 10th round and not cause anything, because he says, I have the 10-8 round. I just have to play it safe, make sure I have the copy box score in my favor, and we will see how it is, because it's 86-83.
Wow.
So it's closer, but only by 3. It was 4, maybe 5, but now it's on to 3 rounds. So these last rounds, he needs a clean sweep if he wants to make it to a draw.
Yeah, and I tell you what, we say if you trust CompuBox, but all night CompuBox has been correct. So
the straight shot, the arrow to the heart. Versestyle gets the result that he needed. He gets the second knockdown on the fight. Strqin on the precipice of fumbling it, from losing it, and now he gets back up. But now his senses had to be turned up to 11, because now with 2 minutes left, now he's in the danger zone.
Yeah, and he's now 1 point in this fight. This is, again, it doesn't
Another
take
10-8.
much. Another 10-8. As long as he doesn't get knocked down or do something reckless to ruin that. I mean, that's spectacular. But now I got to wonder, what's the head health looking like on Strqin right now? And we can't see that, but for there to be just like a flash knockdown from a power right like that tells me your head health got to be a little lower.
That's
so
got
if
to
he
be
can
clean
do those
timing
combinations,
too.
exactly, very clean timing. You're 100% right on that.
Yeah, 1 minute to go in this 10th round. We still got 2 more rounds till we get to the championship rounds in this co-main event. Versestyle has clawed all the way back, getting back-to-back knockdowns in both of the rounds, getting 10-8, and he's able to survive this. While Strqin was able to get 2 knockdowns, well, actually 1 knockdown of his own to get the lead that he had on one of the judges' scorecards. Oh, but the swinging miss. That was clutch for both of these guys. He tried to go for a power straight, not able to get it. 15 seconds in this half round. Strqin, does he have another magic rabbit in his hat to get another knockdown, or will he be satisfied of going into the 11th round? And it seems like he will be, as Versestyle has clawed all the way back.
Absolutely, he did. And now really all it is because of that, you know, if you win this round, then it all comes to the 12th. And if you knock him down, you know you're up. So this is anyone's fight again. And what we saw at the end of that round with the lean backs is what caused the initial 2 knockdowns to happen, which was I pull and I swing. And that pull counter has led successfully to knockdowns. And I wonder if he's going to be able to do it again.
Yeah, and you can see they're both in that range, right? Every time they get in that little close range, not fully connected to each other, but enough distance where one swing could be the biggest mistake you can do. As the sidestep was going in for Strqin, but Strqin not able to get a chance. Trying to lay up with his combination. Not able to get the jab. Versestyle working his way to get the same combination of his own. Can he do it? Can he find his excellent way to get back in this fight as we approach the 130 mark of the 11th round?
Nice jab there. Nice jab exchanges. I like that he's not rushing it, but neither of them are rushing it. And maybe you want to turn it up a little bit. Very nice lead hook lands there from Strqin, and they both trade right overhand hook together.
It's got to be the fear of making a mistake, and that was almost a clear one as Versestyle saw deer in the headlights, ready to run it over with a powerful punch, but not able to do it. Strqin needs to find a way to enter back. 40 seconds left, still crawling forward, still approaching forward as Versestyle doing around his opponent, trying to find the right angle against him. Tries to attack the bite, not able to get the full clean connection. So close. The margin is there.
Right. It definitely is there. And I don't know who won this last round, right? It seems like it's a really
Ooh,
Wow. Those
it could
right
be
hands are
stolen.
landing.
Oh, that round could go to Strqin. That punch right there is doing everything, and you can
Turned
see
his whole body. He said, "Oh God, help me."
it's like,
He turned
hey,
his
ref, call it, ref. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
But now here we are, the 12th and final round in this co-main event banger of a fight. Versestyle trying to answer back, trying to claw his way. Probably needs a finish, needs to go for all of it. Meanwhile, Strqin, how confident does he feel? Oh, the swing like that to the body
there. Nice.
with the right hook, landing, connecting. Will he get more of it?
And you know, you would hope he will, right? Like that's really what you would hope, but he would hope he will. At this point now, you don't know if you won the last round, but you know if you win this round and you lost last round, you got at least a draw and you're not walking away with a loss. So if you want to get this dub, then you really want to get a knockdown on both sides. If either of them do, then it's almost a guarantee that they won.
Right now, Versestyle is deciphering that side step into the left hook. He knows that's coming, and he almost had the right counterbalance for it. He's able to get a nice 1-2 for his troubles, but once he sees that side step, I feel like he knows how to counter it. He's waiting for his opponent to jump in as both guys are leaning back. It's so close. The closest margins will prove to be the biggest difference. A nice 1-2, scoring points again, still scoring points. Versestyle is filling it with 105 left.
Yeah, and I could imagine another right hand's about to come out from Versestyle, you know, but he's waiting for a rounded strike so that he can do a pull counter, which is what made it successful for him to get the 2 knockdowns earlier in the fight.
Watch for the side step.
Exactly, that too.
Got to go for it.
And make no mistake, Strqin still is in this, and if he can get something good there, now he sees that his opponent is slower. And he's got 20 seconds, and he's starting to push forward. He's really going to try to put pressure on him and maybe win by points here. He's going to the body, as you can see. He's going to go for it again. Ooh.
Oh, it was a little bit close right there. Can he finish it? It was a nice right hook. Powerful shot. Will it goes to the judges' corner. Out of nowhere, both guys swinging, but not able to get the finishing knockout blow. And your winner of the co-main event will be Versestyle. He steals it away. The comeback in the early rounds. A clean, full sweep from round 9 to round 12. He got the 10-8 in the 9th and 10th, and he was able to win 10-9, 113 to 112 to come back and win the later part of the round.
Look at the striking accuracy. You're talking from Strqin. He was the more accurate fighter and was more effective. But this is just the game and how it works, right? Like, you make mistakes and they get capitalized on. I know Strqin at this point right now, he sees this and he's kicking himself in the dupa that's ass, and really hard, because he could have had this. He could have, and unfortunately, this is just how it works, man. And I'm really excited to see Strqin and Versestyle again soon, because these guys can fight in this game. They know what they're doing.
And the stats are very misleading, right? Because it was 50% to 43 in favor of Strqin. Strqin had the better punches, but it's all about when those punches happen. Because in the first beginning rounds, you would say, oh yeah, Strqin. He got all those rounds. He got all the punches that he needed. He was putting in work. He got the knockdown. It was great. But Versestyle, when it went to that round 9 and he got those 2 knockdowns, it got even better for Versestyle. So he might have came on in the later parts of the round and he was able to take it away. I would love to see a rematch of that fight. That could possibly be fight of the night and worthy to be the co-main event.